excuse me, yeah, the motion's granted to table. All right, so it's 5:25. It was scheduled for 5:10?
Yeah, I just give what an estimate, it doesn't.
No, that's okay, because it's still beyond that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, at this point in time, what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to have the police department give a brief synopsis of what happened. Then I'm gonna ask that all the police reports as submitted be placed on the record. And then I'm gonna give a recommendation what's gonna be done. He should have been here. So, Officer Gavere, Detective Gavere, or whoever's gonna make that, I apologize.
Good evening. I'm Sergeant David Goudet. This is Officer Walter Silveron. We work uniform nights. We watch on Tuesday, June 4th at 12:26 a.m. We were dispatched to the area of America Street in the 200 block for a reported shooting. One 911 caller reported seeing a male running through the back lot behind Mickey Doyle's and Family Dollar towards America Street, and a vehicle chasing him, shooting at him. Multiple shots were fired. We then received there were no victims on scene, and the vehicle had fled the area east on America Street towards Stafford Road. About an hour later, a male individual checked himself in the Charlton Memorial Hospital, where he had suffered a gunshot wound to the leg. Uncooperative, but after we saw a video of the incident, we were able to confirm that it was the individual that was at the hospital. So with the board's permission, I'd like to play some videos that we have.
Please. With reference to the reports, that we will place them all in the record. Can I have one, and I said this to the clerk. The blood in 2 reports, I know one's yours, Sergeant Gavere. I don't know, is there a back way to get out of there? Is that what it is?
There is.
Like, where's that?
There's a back.
It's in the video, sir.
Okay.
I'll show you.
But is there a hallway that went out there that somewhere along the way, somebody, Mr. Andre or someone had already cleaned, but there were blood spat?
Yes, to the rear of the bar is a fenced-in area on the deck. That's where patrons go to smoke.
Okay.
And the back door leads to the back of the business. And then once you go in that back door, you have the restrooms, male and female restrooms, go down the hallway, and there's the bar area. So they go out back to smoke.
And it was your observation that there was had just been cleaned up, but there was still splattering of blood drops?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Is this body camera?
This is body camera here. So this is when we arrive on scene. This is the back of the blood plasma place, Family Dollar, and then Mickey Doyle's. America Street is to the right.
Is there any volume on it?
It should play in a few minutes. So essentially, this is one of the callers of 911 just telling us what he observed. He's a neighbor that lives across the street. At this time, we find several shell casings scattered around the parking lot, along with one black sneaker also in the middle of the lot.
I think this is the part where we follow the blood trail right here.
So from America Street to the back door of Mickey Doyle's, there a trail of blood drops that lead from America Street right to the back door.
And once you go in the building, there's blood drops too, because it showed that somebody had tried to wash it, right?
Yeah, the floor was freshly, it was wet still.
I got
So
you.
this is the back door of Mickey Doyle's. The fenced-in area is where they smoke.
Okay. been in the place, I didn't know that existed back there.
Yeah, it's a long car. If you're in the bar, bars, like I said, at the last hearing we had with the gentleman, it's pretty big, the bar. It's not like a little tiny little neighborhood bar, it's huge. And there's a long corridor that has bathrooms, male and female bathrooms, and then it just leads out, you know, it's like a long corridor, like a P if you're looking at it that way, a long corridor and then a big room.
It's straight through. You walk in one
Yeah.
side of the building, you exit on the other side of the building.
So I know, and I know the back, I know exactly where you're talking.
So this is America Street, and that's the marker on the ground is the first shell casing we located. That is the back of the blood plasma place. There's the black shoe. We assumed the shoe was from a victim or whoever was running away. That's the back of the, I believe it's a karate place with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds that hit the wall. One of the rounds. That's the garage door to Family Dollar, the loading dock. There's one bullet hole in the door. That's the back door, and that's the smoking area. There's some blood drops going up those stairs to the back door. The cigarette butt that had some blood on it. Some more blood. Now this is the hallway. That,
Inside.
yes. Let me see what I can. Here's the hallway that goes to the back door. So if you were to turn around, that's the bar. This is the hallway. To the right is the women's room, and then the men's room. And that door straight ahead goes out to that back door where the smoking area is. So this hallway was just freshly marked. And where that number marker is where there was the mark didn't hit all the way, go all the way to the wall, and there was one drop of blood there that was fresh. And the other marker down the hall is where it was mopped, but the blood was still there. It didn't pick it all up. So when I had Officer Ciberon went in and spoke to them, because on the back where the smoking area is, they have 4 cameras on the back of the building. So he went in to ask if the cameras worked. They said no, they don't. He asked them if there was any issues in the bar tonight, and he said no, nothing. He goes, did you hear any shooting? He said no, he didn't hear anything. Nothing happened, it was quiet. He came back and told me that the cameras don't work. So I went back to speak to him, because the last incident that we had here, the cameras did not work either. It was a fight that had happened. So I went in again and I asked, the cameras don't work? And he said no. I said, what about the 4 that are in the back? He said no, they don't work. I said okay. So I said, where's the door, how do you get to the back? So he pointed over here, and there was Mr. Andre there, one male that was mopping up, and a female bartender. And I asked, did anything happen in the bar tonight? Any fights, anything? He stated no. I says, okay, was there any, did you hear any of the gunshots? He said no. I said, there was about 8 to 10 gunshots in the back. You didn't hear anything? And he said no. So when I went to the hallway to look, that's when I noticed that. So now this is...
Now the bartender said that she didn't hear any gunshots, but she heard people arguing, correct?
That was a bartender that was in her vehicle behind the business.
So she was leaving the business, and I spoke to her, asked her if she saw anything. She said she didn't see anything, but she heard people fighting, gave a description of the males, and said they were running through the back, which was the same description of guys that we saw in the
In the
camera.
hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sergeant, did you guys observe any cleaning materials with blood on, like mops?
No, the male that was mopping had said, oh, there's no blood. He goes, you could check the mop bucket. And I says, I don't need to check the mop bucket because it's on the floor. So right now, I'm gonna have the detective come in, take pictures of that. So we go here.
Who's that coming through the parking lot right now?
That's just another
Hmm.
individual.
Oh, nothing to
I'm
do
gonna
with...
try.
Well, I can just say this, from my personal standpoint, he's not here. But the fact of the matter is, if they found blood inside the interior of the building, number one, okay, and it's obvious there were gunshots outside, something would happen inside that bar. And the fact that he was in here on May 15th, and once again, all we asked of him at that particular day was to comply with his own plan, and it's still not done. I'm told that he didn't pay for the details, he didn't call for details, the camera's not working, by his own admission. He didn't even try to comply with the things we said, and this event happens. I personally, I'm not trying to cut short your presentation, but I've heard enough, and he's not here. So I can say where I stand. I'd like all of that put into the record. I want it specifically put into the record that blood splatters of sorts was found inside the building, number one, not outside, inside the building, and that he didn't comply with any of the conditions we gave him. He's got a 28-day suspension back in July 27, 2022. So I'm going to tell you where I'm coming from, and then the board can decide where they're at. He gets closed immediately to the end of the year. He gets closed effective immediately until 12/31/2024. He only gets to reopen with conditions of all the items he put in his own action plan are adhered to, all of them, prior to any reopening. Now, when he does reopen, his closing time, what is it now? I know you gave it to me, what is it?
It's technically 2,
No, it's
by his action plan, last call is at 1 o'clock and every
yeah,
patron out
well,
at
it's going,
1:30.
it's going to be 10 o'clock when he reopens. 10 o'clock he closes. And he can come back, according to what I wanted, he can come back on June 30th, 2025 and ask for an increase in hours. I'm not sure, please correct me if I can't make that in terms of my recommendation, but that's my
No, you
recommendation.
absolutely can't.
And he has to learn. It's right here, okay, basically, I don't know if you want to,
I think I can.
okay? So,
10 PM, you said, correct?
when he, and that's effective up from January 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025, and then he doesn't get an automatic change, he's got to come back to this board if he wants any change of hours. But he doesn't get to reopen unless his action plan is complied with. In other words, if he hasn't paid our details, he's not reopening. If he doesn't have every one of his cameras working, he's not reopening.
Corey's on this.
Whatever's in his action plan to a T must be complied with.
Greg, on the 1/1/25 to June what, 31st?
June 30th.
30th, okay.
June 30th. 6 months he's going to be under that 10 p.m. And then if it goes well, then I'll entertain talking to him. But so that's a year. He'll have to close for the next 6 months. And then the 6 months after that, 10 o'clock. He doesn't have the right anymore to be open till 1 o'clock in the morning with these kind of things happening, in my opinion.
I'll make a motion to revoke the liquor license of Mickey Doyle's on 380 Rhode Island Ave until December 31st.
Now, can I just interrupt you? It's not a revocation, it's a suspension.
Suspension.
It's just a big difference.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to suspend the liquor license of Mickey Doyle's at 380 Rhode Island Ave until December 31st of 2024. He would then be able to reopen with conditions of all items in his action plan adhered to prior to reopening, and a change of hours for a minimum of 6 months, up to and including June 30th, 2025, with a closing time of 10 p.m.
And his suspension's effective immediately. Tomorrow, somebody go get his license.
I second that motion.
Anybody here in favor? Anybody opposed? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Tomorrow's a holiday for here, so maybe one of the police officers could go get it?
Sure.
I have something else too.
Sure.
All right, so, Detective Capone, I hate to give you more work, so I know you're very, very busy. But for the next meeting, next month, if you could do a continued investigation for this commission, I'd like to know the name of the distributor for this establishment, the name of the distributor, just 3 things. the last purchase of liquor made from that distributor on or prior to June 6th. So anytime prior to June 6th. And if there is no distributor in place, I'd like to know where he purchased the liquor that was for sale on June 6th and 2 weeks prior.
Okay.
So those 3 questions.
Okay.
Name of the distributor, the last purchase on and prior to June 6th. If there's none, where did he purchase the liquor that was on sale on June 6th and 2 weeks prior to June 6th? If you can report that back to us, I mean, I'd appreciate it.
And I just want to make it crystal clear, he doesn't even get to reopen on January 1st, 2025 unless every single thing in that action plan is done. It's his plan, as I put in the email to him once when he made the comment about, are we going to put a bracelet on? Because he sent an email to us prior to this last one, and I addressed it, that it's his action plan, and it wasn't even ours. So I don't know why he's taking that type of tack. He didn't do any of it. And I would have told him that tonight.